Y'all, let's make voting in Texas accessible for everyone.
I'm a Texas voter.
I am a Texas voter.
I am a Texas voter.
I am a Texas voter. Hey y'all, voting is for everyone.
Voting
Voting
is
for
everyone.
everyone.
Did you know that almost 25% of Texans have one or more disabilities? Yes, there are a lot more of us than you think. Our disabilities can be visible or invisible. We're all voters, and sometimes we need additional supports in our daily lives. And when it comes to voting, we should all be informed and prepared. Keep watching, and you'll meet some great people with different kinds of disabilities and get a closer look at how voting is done. We'll teach you on what you need to know to make sure the voting process remains fair and accessible to each voter in Texas. Let's not forget that state and federal laws require that people with disabilities have equal access to voting, including polling places and the opportunity to vote privately with and without assistance. Let's get right into it and meet some Texan voters.
Hi, I'm Amy. I live in Texas. I vote a lot. I have CP, which for me means I don't walk. I don't have a lot of sitting or standing balance. And as far as voting goes, I don't write. I dictate everything to either a person or a computer. So that means that when I vote by mail, I need somebody to hold the piece of paper for me, and I can sign my name and bubble in voting, but anything else I would need help with. But I'm really, really good at figuring out who I want to vote for, so I value that.
Hi, my name is Craig, and I'm a Texas voter. I'm a 34-year-old math teacher. Some of my hobbies include playing fantasy football and playing piano. When I get to the polling place, one of the main accommodations I need is to get oriented to the environment. I'm not able to see, so when I come in, I often ask for assistance using sighted guide to get to my booth to vote. In addition to getting assistance to the booth, I also need an orientation to the machine itself. Oftentimes, I know the machines have like tactile markings and braille labels, and a good orientation to those labels and markings is always good for me. I typically use an electronic ballot using a screen reader, so I have to have a pair of headphones in order to be able to listen to the ballot as I navigate through to make my selections.
Hi, my name is Layla, and I'm a Texas voter. I'm a deaf mom of 2 deaf children, and I'm a content creator and stay-at-home mom. I have 10 years of experience with community campaigns, including one focused on making elections accessible in ASL. At the polling place, my preferred accommodations are clear written signs and a paper and pen or text if I need to communicate with a hearing person. Hello, my name is Kim Powers. I'm a Texas deaf-blind voter. I want to introduce my co-navigator, or CN. Co-navigators are very important for deaf-blind individuals who live independently, and they help us with grocery shopping, doctor and medical appointments, reading mail, bills and bank payments, and any events like funerals, weddings, kids' sports events, and more. My preferred accommodation is using a co-navigator if something isn't accessible to me.
Hi, my name is Ricky Broussard. I am a Texas voter, and I live in Texas City, Texas, and my disability is I have cerebral palsy. I work with people with disabilities, and I also go into the schools and I talk to the students about self-advocacy and self-determination.
Hi, my name is Kelly Williamson. I have Down syndrome. I am a marathon.
Hi, I'm Sandy Williamson, and I'm a Texas voter, and I'm Kaylee's mom.
Individuals with mobility disabilities may use mobility aids, such as wheelchairs, walkers, or canes, for a variety of reasons. Legally, all polling places must be accessible. Always have accessible voting machines kept on all day. Clear out walkways and paths from the parking lot check-in area, ballot kiosks, ballot drop-off, and exit for ease using any mobility aids equipment. A person has the right to have their place held in line. If you notice someone using a mobility aid, make sure we have a suitable area to wait to cast our vote. And here's what you should never do. Don't touch or move our aids and equipment without permission. This is disrespectful and can be dangerous. Don't treat us differently with pity or tell us we're such an inspiration to you. Don't help without asking first. Consent is necessary before doing anything.
Individuals with vision-related disabilities like me have varying ranges of vision and need. Some may use guide dogs, some may use a cane, and some may read Braille. But this doesn't apply to everyone. Allow people with assistive technology to navigate the environment themselves at first. And if they request assistance, ask how they would like to receive assistance before proceeding. Treat all voters the same and identify yourself when you first start the conversation. Offer your arm rather than taking ours. Describe the pathway as you're walking with clear language, like about 4 steps to your right, and it will be right in front of you. Rather than over here or that way, lead, don't push or pull. If a blind person has a guide dog, don't grab the harness hand and don't interact with the dog unless you have permission. And be sure to leave the person with something concrete to touch, like a table or a chair, rather than an empty space.
People who are deaf or hard of hearing, like me, use a variety of methods to communicate. Some use American Sign Language as a primary form of communication. Some may rely on a combination of hearing aids and lip reading. First, find out what our preferred method of communication is and follow our cues, whether we prefer to gesture, write, text, or speak. Or just ask us what works best. Have a paper and pen or phone ready in case. If you are speaking, speak in a normal tone of voice. If you want to get our attention and we're not responding to your voice, then give us a visual signal like a wave or a light touch on the shoulder. Please speak directly to the deaf or hard of hearing person, not the interpreter or anyone else who is with them. Don't divert your attention away from the deaf or hard of hearing person. Don't shout or exaggerate your sentences. Don't cover your mouth or speak with food in your mouth. If you are wearing a mask, ask us first if you can lower it. Don't ignore us or deprioritize our questions or requests if you hear another person talking to you. Ask the other person to wait a few moments for both of you to finish your interaction. Do make polling locations accessible so voters with disabilities can vote. Deaf-blind individuals might have a co-navigator. We use pro-tactile, which means touching with American Sign Language with our co-navigator, and people we allow to touch us. You can ask what we need, which may be Braille, large print ballot, or someone to read out the information for our CN to repeat to us. This depends on each person's preferences and communication needs. For me, I prefer to have someone approach my co-navigator and I when we enter the polling place to show us where to go.
Be considered of smells or background noises. These factors may create a stressful environment with people with disabilities who might have different sensory experience. Think about ways your polling locations could reduce those stressors, such as allowing a voter to use a kiosk away from others or reduce lighting. It's important to to be mindful of people's needs, to use effective communication strategies, to make sure that they understand you and to, understand the process clearly so they can vote properly. Individuals with disabilities may need time to formulate questions in their mind before saying it. It's okay if a person needs to ask questions or to repeat themselves. It's important both parties understand each other, are on the same page. Here are some tips. Ask one question at a time and allow plenty of time for a response. Pause while talking to allow the person to absorb the information. Make sure that you make good eye contact with that person, because he or she, they may be standing or they may be sitting in a chair. Avoid using overly complicated jargon that may be difficult to understand. Be patient, ask questions to check for understanding.
I was a strong, independent woman. I was making my choice, and then some things that I need to help, and somebody helped me.
Yeah. If I remember right, that was the only vote that I was not able to go help you because they wouldn't let me help you.
Citizens with disabilities have the full right to vote. If someone doesn't let you vote due to your disability, you can call people to help you, like a protection and advocacy organization, who help people with disabilities with Texas rights and laws. Here's some more key points to know about individuals with disabilities and the voting process. If you are a poll worker and have questions about the voting process, you can also call 1-888-796-VOTE. That's 1-888-796-8683 to have questions answered. People who cast ballots during the early voting period may do so at any early voting site in the political subdivision that is holding the election, such as the city, county, or school district. Alternatively, if you'll be 65 years of age or older on Election Day, have a disability, or will be outside the county during early voting hours and on Election Day, you can apply to vote by mail. Those who help a voter cast a ballot due to language or physical needs will have to fill out a document listing their name, address, and relationship to the voter. Assistants also will have to sign an oath under penalty of perjury, stating that the voter is eligible to help due to a physical disability or is unable to read the ballot language. Those who transport 7 or more non-family members to a polling location for curbside voting will have to fill out a form giving their name and address and indicate whether they also provide help casting any ballots. Anyone who is registered to vote can do so on Election Day. When you vote in person, you'll go to a polling place. The people who run the voting site are called poll workers. Poll workers help people vote and are allowed to move freely in the polling place. They might be needed to help people with disabilities vote, but they don't need to know what the nature of the disability is in order to help. Poll workers just need to help if assistance is requested and can't stop someone from bringing a support person. The person with a disability is the expert on their needs and preferences for assistance. The poll worker will ask for the voter's valid ID, name and address, and then give the person a ballot. They will explain to them how to fill out the ballot and answer any questions. When the person finishes filling out their ballot, the poll worker can help them put it in the right area and then give them a sticker that says, "I voted, congratulations." Voting is a right, even a responsibility. Voting is how citizens make sure ideas and needs are represented by our leaders in local, statewide, national, and even international decisions. Poll workers are here to help voters. It is important that voters with disabilities have what is needed to cast their ballots. There are many ways the poll workers can provide support, but sometimes they might not always know each voter's needs, so communication is important. Thank you for voting. Your vote is important, and you are valued as a Texas citizen. Remember, voting should be accessible for everybody, y'all.
Y'all, let's make voting in Texas accessible.
Voting
Voting
is
is
For everyone.
Hey y'all, Voting
is for everyone.
Voting is for everyone.